As I was going over the far-famed Kerry Mountains, I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. First produced my pistol, and I then produced my rapier. Said, stand and deliver, for you are a bold deceiver. Mush-a-ring, dum-a-doo-dum-a-da. What fall the davy-o, what fall the davy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Kenny, you'll have to forgive me ahead of time. I think you texted me a while back saying that, oh shit, they didn't even text me now. Holy shit! Okay, Ken. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just give me a moment. This is exactly how annoying you're being when someone wants your attention and you're texting. Fucking BlackBerry keyboard. Oh, that should do. Anyway, Ken, real sorry. We were supposed to hang out. I just sent you a text explaining that, and hopefully when you see the video, maybe you'll understand a little bit. Trying to do a new video. I've been meaning to do this one for a while. Life keeps on getting in the way. I always wanted to do a video with me drinking. Not because I think it's cool or anything. I just kind of always want to experiment to see the effects of the alcohol slowly, you know, as it takes 40 minutes for me to do a video, kind of sinking in. I think I did one where I had already had a few beers in me, and then I hammered a few more out. And I think my head got too cloudy along the way. It would have been hilarious to... Okay. Thanks, Ken. I'm gonna text back cool. Let's put this away. Anyway, I had to trash the footage. I didn't have enough room for it on my hard drive. I didn't save the footage. It probably would have been funny, even as a gag video. Anyway, this is Jameson. I usually don't drink whiskey, but yeah, I did see that South Park episode. My brother kind of like saw it first, and he thought it was hysterical, and said, you know, that's a lot like you. And so ever since then I wanted to try it. I thought the whole episode was hysterical in the way that it almost broke the fourth wall. Anyway, so let's have a shot. I guess it's like only 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's not a drunky thing to do, but this is actually, I'm off for 2 whole days. And I did drink with Zach Wild last night, but I guess I kind of wanted to do this video, and that was my opening skit, and I kind of thought this would be fun to do, to kind of like get the juices going, because it's going to be hard to do this video, especially with that annoying fucking dog, neighbor dog, going yip 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 off the distance. Anyway, I think it's pretty smooth. Zach didn't like it at all. I guess he's not as fond of liquor as I am. Not that I'm a drunk. I think I'm only an alcoholic if I don't show up to work. Anyway, so my last video was a little jarring. I'm actually pretty happy with a lot of the responses. I think a lot of the people understood what I was going for and got me. Even though I really wasn't explaining a lot about my life. I mean, I could sit here and tell you the events of the last, 3 days, the last 72 hours of my life. But the problem is I only get 2 responses, which is 1, happy sunshine puppy kisses, or B, 2, the trolling response, which is, well, you need to toughen up and do 80 more sit-ups and work 25 more billion hours a day. Herpa derpa dang a dang. In fact, some retard even commented on the last video that, quote, he was working 12-hour days, 7 days a week, which doesn't make any sense. I don't really know when you bathe or sleep. And then now he's 29 and he owns his own business. And I said, we'll make a video response and explain how you did that. I'm still waiting on your video response, guy. It's funny, it's actually a Scarecrow channel, or Crowman channel, whatever you want to call it. It's your second account. You don't seem to actually have any videos that you liked. It looks like you just made an extra video to be a dick. So there's that. So I want to talk about Christmas, because yeah, that's what's I'm not even ready for the holidays. I have just been dealing with so much shit. I mean, if I barely have time to, for the holidays, making a YouTube video seems ridiculous, but I'm pulling some money out of my savings account just to try and get some measly presents together. And then there's a couple douchebags just honking their horn outside my window. I hate the little fucking highway behind my house. Don't build a sound wall. No. Your community doesn't deserve a sound wall. Hey, fuck you. So anyway, it's been just, my life is always weird. I'm not ready for the holidays. I never am. Some people say that the holidays are over-commercialized. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think the problem is that we've allowed it to be a holiday which is over-commercialized. I mean, maybe there's a bit of pushing, shoving on both ends. My brother mentioned this. I knew about this a while ago, but he mentioned it and I kind of started thinking about it, about how the Mexicans have a thing where, for Christmas, they get two kids to play Joseph and Mary, and this is, I guess, in every community, and then all the adults kind of arrange it so that all the kids go from house to house looking for the inn that has room, and then when they reach the inn that has room, there's candy and maybe some presents, and they dance and they sing. That's how you gotta do it. That's the way you do it, master. That's a community event that brings people together. That's what makes memories. That's what all my Christmas memories, and that's really what I want to talk about, was my happiest Christmas memories. Never are the gifts. Never the gifts. It's always just these the fellowship that I've been allowed to have through this holiday, and I feel that that's why I think my generation is now that we're all, all the kids of my age who are now going to college and going to work, we feel robbed of the experience because we're always at work, we always have to keep working, we're expected to buy these gifts, and we just don't give a shit about the physical possessions. I'm sure they're great. You know me, I'm a very physical possession person. That little cabinet right there is a early 1900s like telephone booth cabinet that I got from the secondhand store because it fit my little hookah pipe perfectly. By the way, I just got drug tested for my job. That is not for legal purposes, so all you weird little trolls, please do your research. It's for shisha, which is like flavored tobacco. I tried it at a party once, and I decided that I would try it again on my own. I'm a little pissed off because that hookah pipe is incomplete. It was missing a gasket on the right-hand pipe, so only one person can smoke from it. That's a fucking bummer. It was a cheap piece of shit. Anyway. So, basically, what was I saying? Oh, I keep on looking up. I have a tendency to want to look up at these, this portrait of replica antique flintlock pistols on my wall. It matches the old geocentric map right over there. I wish I could do a room tour. I actually did a video of that, but I think I threw that one out. So many videos that I throw out because I don't like. Anyway. So, Christmas memories. I never believed in Santa Claus. I was too smart for that. I'm not trying to sing my own praises or say that I'm smarter than anyone else, but I didn't. Tolstoy lost so much bravado. I wish I could bring it back. But I've already taken off the mask of sanity, and now it's kind of hard to... Well, mask of insanity. Tolstoy wasn't sane. It's kind of hard to get that back on. There's no reason I can't stand up right now and go, fuck all you derp, it's time for the war and all, but it's I hope that Tolstoy can come back one day, but for now, we're all just kind of scraping by. Anyway, what was I saying? Christmas memories. I got an X-Wing once for Christmas. That's not the biggest thing. So I never believed in Santa Claus. I don't believe parents should teach their kids about Santa Claus. I think it's, sick. I think there's something wrong with lying to your kids. Specifically about a magic man in the sky that judges you all the time for what you've done, and if you do right, will reward you, and if you don't, won't reward you, or punish you. If I had kids, I would take them aside as early as they can and say, we're humans, we function on community, we are goal-oriented species, which is something that no one wants to talk about anymore. Everyone wants to say, you gotta work hard for yourself, every individual, and I'm just like, you don't think we're a little more community than that? Typically, I mean, what is love? What is community? What is family? What is friendship? Face it, we are social creatures. We're like ants. We achieve our objectives together, and that's very fucking beautiful to me. Anyway, so I would tell my kids that, and I would say, there's no Santa Claus, and there's no boogeyman. We buy the presents once a year to celebrate our community, to show each other that we love each other. And anyway, so I never believed in Santa Claus. We always made a list. I always asked for so much plastic crap. As time has gone on, I've asked for less and less, and received less and less. And in a way, Christmas has just become completely diminished. I'm not even ready for it now. What's the fucking point? For a while, I was morbidly depressed. My depression has been way worse than this. When I was dieting and losing, I was 210 pounds, and then I started getting a very physical job, startup job, working at a grocery store. I was losing a lot of weight, and I was doing it by starving myself to death. It wasn't really like a Jenny Craig thing. I was just not eating and working really hard. I call it the concentration camp diet. And the crushing depression that welled up within me. And every year I was just like, how can I enjoy this holiday? I don't have any friends. I don't have a girlfriend. This is just terrible. I mean, and I'm not eating. Seriously, you want to know what it's like to be in my shoes? Just don't eat. Stop eating. Don't drink water either. Well, I was drinking plenty of water. I'm just saying, to starve yourself of what the body needs is a very fucking bad idea. And honestly, I'm pretty happy that I haven't been back there. I mean, I'm not saying my life is perfect. Still, there are a lot of things that hurt me, on the inside. But I'm so glad that I don't have to go back to, I'm just not going to eat today. It's like I had a cheese and spinach roll Hot Pocket thingy at a Sbarro's today. And it was very tasty. Lots of happy chemicals. I'm not starving. So, there again, you should be happy about that. I'm grateful, right? So anyway, for a while, I just hated it. I seriously I used to tell people, I know why people commit suicide around the holidays. You're expected to be happy. This is the time that you're supposed to be happy, and if you're not happy, you know what I mean? So almost like, and this is going to sound sick, but it's the first thing that comes to my mind, is like, an orgasm or a bowel movement. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that if that disturbed you. Almost like those bodily functions, you just gotta let Christmas come. You have to enjoy it for what you can. And if that means getting a drink on, get your drink on. If that means getting your weed on, son, get your weed on. Tolstoy doesn't do it, but he endorses it. Ain't that a fucked up thing? It's not my drug. I know a lot of people are like, how come you don't smoke pot? I'm like, it's not my drug. How come you don't drink whiskey? It's not my drug. Okay, I'm cool with that. So anyway, first thing I want to talk about, well, I still have time to talk about it, and I probably won't even get to finish this fucking story. A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I had a church. Weird. We called it the Church of the Box. If anyone remembers that crappy little punk band, which I liked, and everyone in my school called me a fag for listening to it, but Good Charlotte. A crappy little pop-punk group. Oh, they were like a shitty version of Green Day or something. Good Charlotte came from Annapolis High School, I believe. Annapolis is a very, both ghetto and very morbidly rich town. It's kind of weird how that works. Tons of hipsters. It's hard to describe. It's like a dark, disgusting version of Seattle. Yeah. So, anyway, Annapolis High School, they used to call our church the Church in the Box. We literally had a massive box you could store a large adult-sized elephant in, and in that we had stage lights and equipment, and every day the sound crew and the Teamsters would every Sunday they'd just haul it out, get it ready, and then they'd have church. It's a very cool church. I never felt like anyone was going, you're going to hell if you're a gay guy, or a nigger, or a Jew. No one ever said that. It was really more about love and peace, and that is pretty wicked. But, point is, my mother, got her degree, something, master's, associate's, bachelor's, in, theater and mass communications, or whatever she keeps telling me it's in. And, she directed a couple church plays. Basically, rather than, it was cheaper alternative, and I think it was a brilliant idea, she made these four-dimensional, whatever you want to say, plays called Christmas cards. She called them that because they just took a bunch of random, free kind of skits on the internet, did some changes, rewrote them, and sewed them all together. They were just like, it was like a variety show. And like it was very four-dimensional. They reached out to the audience. It was very personal, It wasn't like you could just take this play and put it on anywhere. It only worked for our area. There's a massive mall I've mentioned several times here in Rundle Mills. Well, there was a bit, and my mom actually made these costumes. They looked good. We didn't keep them. We thrown them out. Someone in the church has a copy of this play on video. One of the skits was about a star and a bulb. The star was played by a guy who's in our church who looks like Michael Keaton. And the bulb was played by a guy who was supposed to be like, you know, who's that? Who's the guy? Oh God, my allergies are acting up. You know, he's kind of supposed to be Jewish. Sun Yi married him. Fuck. Well, you know, I can't think of his name right now. Isn't that sucking when you just can't remember it? Anyway, and you know, he would like wheeze and go, "Oh God, they're not gonna unpack us this year. They're not gonna put us on the tree. They're gonna go to Arundel Mills and get some new bulbs. I swear, they're gonna throw us out." And the star goes, "They're not gonna throw us out." You know, and everybody laughed when they heard Arundel Mills. There was another bit, actually, where for some reason they just had a musical interlude, and it was kind of like a Christian boy band called Plus One. They just like picked this random song that they played, and they got a bunch of guys to do like a boy sing troupe dancing act to it. And as a way of kind of making it fun for the audience, at the back of the stage, or at the back of the, you know, auditorium, starts running down these, you know, girls, all these teenage girls from the church with signs saying, you know, we love these guys. They made up like a fake name. I think it was like 5 for 3. 5 guys for the Trinity, was the point. So they run down the back and they go, "Oh, we love you guys." It was just, at one point, these angels in a skit appear to these two actors on stage who are shepherds, and one of them just leans over and goes, "Be not afraid." And they just like leap up and start going, "Oh my God!" And they jumped off stage and they like ran to the back of the auditorium, and one of the actors ran straight to the back. I actually believe it was my brother. And the other actor was just a goof. He just would run up to random people in the audience and go, blah, 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 like while he was like running by. It was just insane. It was just, and the plays were a massive success. It had a sequel, Christmas Cards 2. We just called it that and did the same damn thing. Both of those plays were awesome. I was about 10, 11, 12, 13. No, not 13 yet. 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 11 or 12. We'll narrow it down. Not bad. My family says Jameson is a kind of a lower grade whiskey. It tastes a lot better than Tullamore Dew. My God. Anyway, so basically, unfortunately, at the time, I wasn't able to understand a lot of the adult politics. A bunch of people in the church had to be prima donnas about it. People like, you know, argue with my mom about this shit. It really stressed my family out, but not me, because I was 11 fucking years old. And I remember at the high school, me and all the other kids in the church clique were pretty much unsupervised. None of the adults gave a shit. For once. Like the first time in our lives, none of the adults gave a shit. You know how great that is? How liberating that is for a child? Make up your own decision. Oh, it's scary. We just hung out in the stairwell. We played games, running up the stairs as fast as we can. Could we have gotten hurt? Sure could have. Did we get hurt? No, we didn't. Do we benefit from that freedom? Yeah. If we had have gotten hurt and didn't die, would it have been a plus if we weren't crippled? Yes, actually, maybe. Maybe it teach you a lesson. I don't know. I'm not one of these guys who's like, you know, we need to be given 3-year-old shotguns by the time they're 4 years old. I'm not that. I'm just saying. It was a pretty liberating experience. And I remember everything we talked about. We were talking about teachers at our school. It was like the first time we felt like we could be free and dish like old Jewish bitches, you know what I mean? Just like old Jewish women just going, oh, you know who's getting fat? I'm not hating on Jews, I'm just saying. I remember that was the first time I had a huge crush. Was on a girl. Don't want to say her name. She knows who she is. Not that she's ever gonna watch this. I'm just saying. It's just too personal to talk about it. And I remember that was a bad crush. My parents thought I was depressed. It's kind of weird because they would come home and see me sitting in front of the television, and I was just heavy with my first heartbreak. And they would say, you alright? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm alright. And, yeah. So, I remember, near the end of the plays were great. I remember that, because I was the director's son, I felt like I had, like, a lot of cool power. At one point, during intermission, they would give cookies. Well, they wouldn't give out. You'd go to the cafeteria and get some cookies that the church ladies made. We were dragging cookies back for the actors behind stage, and as we're going, one of the ushers tries to stop me. And I feel like a gangster. Like, he stopped the kid ahead of me, who was my best friendish kind of guy for a while. And she said, oh, no, I'm sorry, you kids, you can't enter here. It was that, oh, I'm an adult and I know better than you kids. Oh, be gone, thy, whatever kids. And I was just all like, nigga, you know who I am? You know who my mom is, bitch? Step aside. And we just walked on past. I felt awesome, but that didn't make that little girl like me. Ain't that a fucked up thing? Oh, she liked some other kid who was taller. God, what is American obsession with height? I looked into it. That surgery to increase your height, my God, it's painful. The thing that kind of gets me is patient may run normally again. Fuck that. Not that I'm not insecure about my height, it's just that it seems like there's such a big deal made in America about height, just like with women's breast size. Jesus Christ. Are you screaming at me? I should throw this goddamn video out. Whiskey's kind of making me hot, but I love this attire. I wouldn't take off my suit vest if you put a gun in my face. What do you think the whiskey's for? Only people on the inside of that joke are gonna know. So yeah, and finally I confessed my love, my great love, no, my crush on this girl. But I did it like a bitch. If I could go back and be a young man again, or if I could talk to my young self, I would say, hey man, go be a pimp, you go talk to that girl. Just this afternoon, in the mall, I was looking for a gift for a friend, and I was at a EB Games, and I said, damn it, that reminds me, I missed the spot. I'm sorry, I missed a friend I was supposed to shop for. Well, I have off tomorrow, but I gotta go do it. And I said something like, you know, I got a conversation going, there was another guy at the counter, and the girl made some comment, and she was hot, and she was working behind the counter, and the other guy made this comment, and he was like, hey, do you know this guy? And she went, like that. And real quick, I just went like, hey girl, you wanna know this guy? I just like said it like that, and like she completely ignored the comment, like, and like walked away, and I'm just like, oh, come the fuck on, just flirt back a little bit. Good God. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, right, so I told the brother of this girl, I was like, hey, I like your sister. And this guy was like a really good friend of mine for a while. I really liked him because he was younger than me, but he was adult enough that he was almost on my level. And I just said, you know, hey, go tell your sister that. And he went and told his sister that. So I saw his sister later on in the backstage area, yeah. And I was all like, so what's up? You got something to say to me? I remember to this day the way she said it, like some sort of fucking prima donna. I hope you're watching this girl. Frankly, I have nothing to say. Like, you're angry about the fact that I like you, you dumb stuck-up bitch. Enough of that. So anyway, that was a interesting Christmas memory. I wish I could kind of give you more of it. I wish I could paint the picture up. Like I could show you the play, but I can't. After that, there's not a lot of good Christmas memories. Most of the time, as a kid, Christmas is better. You're off for 2 weeks. Man, that's weird. I can't really remember a lot of good memories like that. It's terrible. I was saying I was going to do this video and talk all about the different years. My God, come now. I've been alone on New Year's Eve for like the last 4 years, except for the last year. Zach and Mexican Mike were there. And that was fun. Zach brought over a bottle of 2005 Merlot. And, we should drink that this year. It'll be over 5 years old. It'll be 6 years old. I'm bad at math. It'll be 7 years old. My family's getting loud downstairs. And I'm the one drinking. Oh, God. South Park was so right. Jameson just makes everything so smooth. It's kind of weird to do this kind of a video. I don't know. Oh, come on. Like, Tolstoy's never shown you his darker side. I just don't know what to say. I wish I could. I bleed over too many people as it is. Bryant Kennedy, I called you that night that some shit went down and I bled all over you. I'm sorry, man. Wasn't even drinking. I'm just, Gotta travel, gotta get out of this town. Kenny, you are so right. What am I talking about? This is about Christmas. Is this a Merry fucking Christmas? I was gonna learn how to play the Bare Naked Ladies kind of jazzy rendition of "O Come Ye Merry Gentlemen" or "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen." That is my favorite Christmas anthem. I love Christmas carols. Most Christian music, which I used to jam out to, so don't even start this shit, because everyone knows that Tolstoy used to be like the biggest little Christian Jesus freak. I used to listen to, and I've seen in concert, the only concert I've ever been to, Newsboys. Newsboys. I would sing some lyrics for you, but YouTube says don't fucking do it, motherfucker. And, yeah. But, do you see Talk? Because the girl next door, if you're watching this, go fuck yourself. I mean, no, yeah, what I just said. So why don't you talk to me anymore? What the fuck did I do to you? Sorry, it's the whiskey talking. I mean, I'm sorry, it's to quote one of my favorite fucking YouTubers. No one knows this guy. I should post a link to this video. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to accidentally call all women bitches. Can we still fornicate later? I'm just fucking with you. Girl used to live across the street, hardcore Christian family, would not let her listen to anything that wasn't, her father, when I used to bring over CDs in a briefcase, that briefcase back there, let's just, this here is Shakyamuni Buddha. Not a religious thing, I just like the statue of Buddha. He's got a little candle, sometimes you can light that candle, and it smells nice. Light up, fake. Light the candle! This briefcase underneath, like this other katana here. Did I mention katanas? Holy shit, they're right there on a rack. No, but I totally need like a sports car. I need to like drive like a fucking Pontiac. Right, bitch? Not the one I was talking about before, other bitch. You're never gonna watch this, but fuck you. I'm not full of hate and bitterness. Oh, I don't even give a shit what the trolls are gonna say. Anyway, so was I saying something about that briefcase over there? I used to carry like CDs over in like a giant briefcase, and me and the girl across the street, who I dug so very much, would listen to music. And half the time, her father would inspect the briefcase, and he would want to know what kind of music we would listen to make sure we didn't listen to any devil-loving music. For example, do I have my gun on fire? No, it's on safety. I'm sorry, I'm looking at a gun on the wall. I'm like, shit, is that on safety? For example, Judas Priest! We don't listen to Judas Priest. So, DC Talk, which I found was funny, because if you ever listen to any DC Talk stuff, I think it's pretty hard. I still listen to it. Some Christian music I still listen to, because it's part of my past, part of my memories, and I still like them. Yeah. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, right, I love time-tested Christian music. Christmas carols, all of them. Hark the Herald Angels Sing, frickin' Amazing Grace, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born upon this day, to rid the world of Satan's power when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. And guess what? Nobody owns the rights, so fuck you, YouTube. Go ahead, reinvent your website again to pander more to corporatism. Not that I even give a shit about that anymore. My voice is being heard by like 5 people, but I only do the reviews when I really feel like getting out, and if those 5 people really like my shit, then I'm pretty happy with that. This review has gone on too long. I didn't know what to say. Well, what did I even get for Christmas? Did I get anything for Christmas around here I could talk about? Hey, come here, Buddha. I wish for a plastic rocket and a pony and a... Oh, damn it, getting off like this. No, actually, though, I'm just fucking with you. My mom would probably skin me alive if she thought it was like a religious thing, which it's not. It's just a... I think Buddha's cool is all. She looks pretty cool over there. Anyway.